11 a.m. I'm going to call the meeting of the Public Service Committee meeting to order on Tuesday, August 29th, 2017. With that, we'll have roll call, please.
Spiz?
Yes. Here.
Jackson
Sorry.
is absent with notice. Berman?
Here.
Teets?
Present.
McGilvray?
Here.
Dwyer?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. With that, I'll ask for a motion for the approval of the minutes from the August 15th, 2017 meeting, moved by Commissioner McGilvray, supported by Commissioner Berman. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Approval of the agenda, moved
So
by
moved.
Commissioner Spiz, supported by Commissioner Teets. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We'll now open it up for public comments.
Oh, I will go first then.
Yes.
Tricia Zizembo, I'm with the Oakland County Health Division. I am here to promote.
Well, we appreciate you being here, first of all.
Thank you very
for being
much.
here.
I am here to promote the S-Word documentary. This is a film that the Health Division, in partnership with the Oakland County Youth Suicide Prevention Task Force, is bringing here to Oakland County. It was created by Lisa Klein, who is actually a local Oakland County resident, and her husband, Doug Blush. So it's a documentary that explores one of the most feared and misunderstood topics, which is suicide. And both are attempt survivors, and the family and friends that they've lost to suicide are all featured in the film, along with some local Oakland County residents are featured in the film from Common Ground. So we'll be holding this on Saturday, September 9th at 1 o'clock. And it'll be at the Imagine Royal Oak Theater, who has donated 2 theaters, 2 screenings of it. We have 380 seats, and we are filled right now to 258. So we have a few spots left available. There will also be a panel held afterwards at 3 o'clock with the director, who's flying in from California to be here, along with some Common Ground and local clinicians to speak about youth suicide prevention in Oakland County. And there will also be information tables from various agencies throughout the county that will be there as well. And I have some handouts here.
Very good. Any questions? Well, I just want to say, Commissioner Spiz.
I'm assuming you're going to have a Facebook blast.
Yep, it has been all over Facebook. We have boosted it. It is out there. So it is at the Public Health Oakland Facebook page that is there.
I just want to say on behalf of the Gun Violence Committee Task Force, we really thank you for your efforts, and we look forward to working with you in the future as far as decreasing gun violence and suicide in Oakland County, suicides I should say. So thank you.
Definitely, thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Anyone else for public comments? Seeing none, we'll close. Oh, yes ma'am. Pam?
Thank you.
If you'll just identify yourself in village, township, or city you reside in.
Okay, thank you. Pam Sordell, founder of Puppy Mill Awareness of Southeast Michigan. I live in Clarkston. I've spoken to you before primarily about the kennel in Farmington Hills. You're probably wondering why we're back here again. We have been told there's an open investigation, but we really want to make sure that this is handled as a hoarding case, and we want the prosecutor to make sure that there's probation terms that restrict the ownership of animals. We want access to all the properties, and we want restitution for the rescue. So we really hope this is prosecuted in the proper way to protect the animals. We've been told that the kennel will be closed in November. Hoarders don't close. She even put on her Facebook page that she's semi-retiring. We need to make sure this kennel doesn't move to another county or city, and we need to really protect the animals. It's been 3 months since Oakland County Animal Control inspected and found 9 dogs that were being impacted by the conditions. That's cruelty. Well, it's neglect. It's neglect, and we're talking about an elderly person that's overwhelmed. So we need this case to be prosecuted. It's essential that prosecution is involved. So that's why we're involved at this point. We know decisions are being made now. But I'm also here to talk about kind of the bigger picture, the lack of enforcement. We couldn't understand. We've been working on this since 2013. Some of you were here, some of you weren't. We had a kennel worker come forward, and we couldn't understand why cruelty charges were not taking place at that time. So I actually conducted a study. So I looked at, I have to read because I don't have this off the top of my head, but I looked at all the animal cruelty cases logged by Oakland County Animal Control, located on Brown Road. The primary goal was to determine the extent of regulatory oversight and animal welfare protection provided to our companion animals within the department's jurisdiction, specifically animals involved in hoarding cases just like this, in large-scale kennels, because that's what I focus on is puppy mills and commercial breeding. So the scope of the study includes cases identified by Oakland County Animal Control between January 2013 and December 2015. These were considered animal cruelty cases. Tickets were issued in each case. Additional animal cruelty cases have been covered in the news and media. However, most of these cases were led by the local authorities, and I listed those in my study, or were not cases that resulted in a ticket. All animal cruelty cases included in this study were within Oakland County Animal Control's jurisdiction, which included 43 municipalities. Some municipalities, 18 total in Oakland County, have their own animal control departments or designated officers or are not serviced by Oakland County Animal Control. 43 jurisdictions is a lot for our department. Over the 3-year period, there were only 15 animal cruelty cases. Less than half were fully prosecuted. Aging bench warrants and missing warrants requests suggest a lack of enforcement. There were 3,066 animal complaints called into the dispatch office. This means less than 1% of the calls resulted in a ticket. As of October 2016, there were 10 full-time and 3 part-time officers on staff. This suggests a lack of enforcement. Of course, we feel that education is important. We wouldn't want everyone to be ticketed, but this is 1%. Okay, this is a lot of calls about animal complaints. The department is issuing more tickets in minority communities, with 60% of the animal cruelty cases occurring within the 50th District and Court in Pontiac. No animal cruelty tickets were issued to dog breeding kennels. There are more unlicensed dog breeding kennels than there are licensed. Some kennels are avoiding annual inspections by purchasing bulk licenses instead of kennel licenses. This suggests a lack of oversight. The department did not lead any animal hoarding cases that resulted in seizure of the animals. They only assisted other agencies removing animals. In all those cases, there were no probation terms that included a restriction on animals or restitution to cover the cost of the seizure. This suggests the department is inexperienced in leading animal cruelty cases or not advising other agencies. The department is not enforcing the basic animal cruelty laws, MCL Code 750.5, related to providing medical attention, referencing the Shane Dior Golden case in Farmington Hills and the Novi Pet Store in the Petland in Novi. There's actually a national case, it's a racketeering case filed against Petland National. This is pet store retail fraud happening in Novi. We reported many, many complaints about this store, and consumers are now prosecuting, so are taking them to court. So we know we have a problem here in Novi that's not being handled. The department is not enforcing the pet shop laws. The department states it is not their jurisdiction. The department only responds to food, water, and shelter complaints, and I'm referencing the Petland Novi case. The department is not enforcing the dog kennel regulations, referencing the Shane Dior kennel, and there's some other cases we're tracking in White Lake. There are no oversight for wildlife, animal shelters, commercial breeders, animal brokers, research facilities, or animal exhibitors. These are people that are exploiting animals in our community, and there's no oversight for these other areas where animals need protection. The department has no written policies or procedures for dispatchers or patrol officers, nor does the department have contracts with 43 municipalities that they service. It is unclear who determines which complaints to address, how they will be investigated, how will they investigate the complaint, or which services are provided to the communities. And there is a lack of training on some of the department staff. So there is free training available for cruelty investigations and throughout the year. So we feel that this is a significant amount of problems that I found by just going to the district courts and looking at these cases. I will provide you the study, and I would like to see if someone would be willing to work with me on addressing some of these items. I think that they can be addressed, and I think they should be, and I think our county animal control should be leading the state on all of these items. So I'm really surprised that I found only 15 tickets in a 3-year period. Not that I want everyone to be ticketed, but most of them were in Pontiac. I think that's an issue. So thank you for listening to me today.
Well, thank
this
you very
morning.
much. We appreciate your remarks.
Okay.
Is there any other public comments to be made? Okay, seeing none, we close public comments. We'll move on to our regular agenda. Item 1 is the multi-department Sheriff's Office, Community Corrections, and Circuit Court 2017 Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program Subrecipient Agreement and Grant Application. And we have Under Sheriff Mike McCabe and Cal Cunningham here as presenters. And who's moving this item? Moved by Commissioner Spiz, supported by Commissioner McGilvery. And the young lady.
Katie West.
Katie?
Thank you. So I wanted to start by apologizing for the short notice on this grant, and I appreciate your willingness to hold the meeting today. The county received the grant solicitation and local allocation from the Department of Justice in August this year. Typically, we receive the information several months earlier. Our joint grant application with the City of Pontiac is due September 5th. The total allocation this year is $149,658. Oakland County's portion of the allocation is $52,994, which is a decrease of $27,868 from last year, and that's just for Oakland County. The City of Pontiac's portion of the allocation is $96,664. Local allocations are determined based on the 3-year violent crime averages reported in the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program. The City of Pontiac is classified as a disparate jurisdiction, and this means that Pontiac's allocation is over 150% of the county's allocation, and as a result, Oakland County will act as the fiduciary for this year's grant and enter into a subrecipient agreement with the city. Pontiac will use the funding for overtime hours worked under the contract for law enforcement services. The county will use the funding for the Sheriff's Office purchase of tasers, $18,700, Community Corrections contract with the Oakland Community Health Network for a portion of an access liaison position, $26,394, and Circuit Court's purchase of a microfiche microfilm reader, $7,900.
Okay, very
Questions?
good. Any questions? Commissioner Spiz?
Just on the last point there, the purchase of a microfiche microfilm reader. Some of that technology that I think we all know is old and outdated. What's the intent of such a purchase?
This is actually will allow us.
Yeah, come to the microphone, please.
I'm John Cooper. I'm with Circuit Court, and this is actually going to allow us to move our records, this piece of equipment, to move our records all to digital. It actually scans the microfilm and the microfiche and makes them digital, so that way we can have easy access for all staff and public and easy printing of them, and actually easy backup and storage of them as well. So.
Thank you. That's what I'm hoping to hear.
Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Spiz,
Yes.
Berman,
Yes.
Teets,
Yes.
McGilvray,
Yes.
Dwyer.
Yes. Motion
carried.
carries. I'm going to set a public hearing for the Oakland County Board of Commissioners meeting on September 6th at 7 p.m. for the fiscal year 2017 U.S. Department of Justice Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Grant. And anybody has any questions, they can contact you, Katie, right?
Yep.
Thank you.
My number's
Anything to report on the Sheriff?
Thank
McCabe?
you. No, sir, not at this time.
At this time?
No, sir.
Okay,
But thanks for asking.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, communications, 2 items, need a motion to receive and file. Moved by Commissioner Teets, supported by Commissioner McGilvery. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, after this meeting, the study group on gun violence will convene, and we'll move forward on our efforts to decrease gun violence in Oakland County. Thank you, and with that, we're